competitive world, average won't cut it. The Success Launch Point shows you how to stand out, deliver massive value, and rise above the crowd. With on-demand courses, expert coaching, and a community focused on growth, you'll accelerate your career and your paycheck. It's time to level up. Check out modernobserver.com/launchpoint.
Republicans reopen the government over Democrat opposition. The administration announces steps to address affordability, the end of the penny, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Donald Trump signed legislation to fund the government again, putting an end to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The bill keeps funding the government at the same levels during fiscal year 2025 through January 30th to provide additional time to hash out a longer appropriations measure for fiscal year 2026. The measure also funds the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, that more than 42 million Americans rely on through September. The program supports non- or low-income individuals or families to purchase groceries on a debit card. Additionally, the measure reverses layoffs the Trump administration set into motion earlier in October and pays employees for their absence. Only 8 Democrats voted to reopen the government. As President Trump warns of zero tolerance for narco states in America's backyard, China is tightening its grip on Venezuela, a high-risk economic and political bet that could soon collide with U.S. power. U.S. defense officials confirmed to Reuters last month that a U.S. aircraft carrier strike group had entered the Southern Command region, which covers the Caribbean and the northern coast of South America, to monitor narco-trafficking routes linked to Venezuela's military leadership. The Pentagon said the arrival of USS Gerald R. carrying more than 4,000 sailors and dozens of tactical aircraft would bolster U.S. capacity to detect, monitor, and disrupt illicit actors and activities. It added that the mission aims to degrade and dismantle transnational criminal organizations. Top Trump officials indicated the administration would soon reduce tariffs on coffee, bananas, and other foods after voter anger over the cost of living saw Republicans defeated in state and local elections. You're going to see some substantial announcements over the next couple of days in terms of things we don't grow here in the United States, coffee being one of them, bananas, other fruits, things like that, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Wednesday. He also said the American people are going to start feeling better about affordability by mid-2026 and that substantial tax refunds will be distributed. California Governor Gavin Newsom's former chief of staff was arrested Wednesday and charged with a number of fraud crimes for allegedly plotting to steal $225,000 and give it to a friend, the Justice Department said. Dana Williamson, age 53, was charged in a 23-count federal indictment, charging her with conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud, defrauding the United States, obstructing justice, filing false tax returns, and lying to authorities. Williams allegedly participated in a scheme to funnel the money from a dormant political campaign to another person's account for personal use. Toyota is opening a U.S. battery plant. The Japanese automaker declared its $14 billion North Carolina battery-making facility open yesterday, pledging an additional $10 billion investment in U.S. manufacturing over the next 5 years as it hits the gas on its strategy to sell hybrid cars. While competitors shifted their focus to full EVs, Toyota bet on hybrids, a move that has proven lucrative as hybrid use ticks up and EV interest wanes. The new factory is Toyota's 11th U.S. manufacturing facility, but its first battery production site outside Japan. The plant will let it step up hybrid production, supplying hybrids and EVs with batteries while saving on shipping and tariff costs. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia ended over 230 years of 1-cent coin production in a historic ceremonial strike on Wednesday afternoon. The final circulating penny was struck by U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach, who cited President Trump's earlier directive to halt production due to rising costs. The decision was primarily driven by the fact that each penny currently costs nearly 4 cents to produce, a loss that is expected to save the government approximately $56 million per year. With an estimated 300 billion pennies already in existence, the coins remain legal tender for all purchases and banking deposits. The government simply ceased minting new ones. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.